E allora, buongiorno or buonasera. If your intention is to rent a car in Palermo, you are in the right place. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know, from the best and cheapest way to rent a car in Palermo to scams and fines you may risk, driving style, and much more. Stay till the end of this video, because this is pure insider information that you won't find anywhere else. By the way, if you don't know me, my name is Nico, 100% Sicilian and founder of wearepalermo.com, the most authentic guide made by Sicilians with love. All the things I mentioned in this video, like apps, maps, or what have you, have links in the description, including my free itinerary to explore the best of Palermo. Check it out. So first, watch the video, and then check out that description. Ready? Let's get started. To rent or not to rent a car? That's a question, and there is no one-size-fits-all answer here. It all depends on your plan, your itinerary, what you want to see. Usually tourists like you fall into these three scenarios. Scenario number one, you are here for a quickie, just a couple of days to see the highlights, some pizza, pasta, some pictures here and there, drink a couple of spritz like there is no tomorrow. In this case, you don't need a car, it would be a burden. In this case, what you need is just a good spot in a central area, not in the middle of nowhere to save 50 bucks to eat one more pizza. If you want to learn about the best spots to stay in Palermo, I've made an entire video about that, just check it out. And scenario number two, numero due, you have booked a place by the sea like Mondello, Sferacavallo, Radau. In this case, you need a car, unless you want to become a beach hermit or are willing to spend half of your holiday playing the wait and switch game with the buses. That's because everything important is in the city center. These areas are connected by bus, but traveling back and forth to the city center, it takes forever. And numero tre, you are here for a long stay, you want to see also these little towns around like Cefalù, Monreale, Erice, the Zigaro Reserve, and so on and so forth. In this case, I would opt for a car. Now, the $1 million question, can you reach these hotspots with public transport? Yes, of course you can, but it would take 5 times longer than driving. Apparently in London, where there is a bus every 22 seconds and it will pick you up in your living room. In Sicily, getting around is more a test of patience and hello for the slow life. So, to conclude this point, do you need a car, yes or not? Again, it depends on your plan, what you want to see, your itinerary. If you haven't got an itinerary yet, I would recommend throwing one together. Or you end up like one of those poor souls I've seen coughing up 600 bucks to rent a car, only to use it as parking lot decoration. Now, one of the frequently asked questions that I get is this: Nico, where I can rent a good car at a cheap rate from a trustworthy rental? Unfortunately, in Italy, cars don't come cheap, and if they do, it means that you are renting from Uncle Luigi or from a company with basic insurance that covers nothing. In both cases, if you have a problem with the car, like a scratch or something, yes, you have paid just 20 bucks a day for the rental, but now you have to give up your left kidney to repay that little scratch that they found. In my humble opinion, the best way to save some money and avoid problems is by using one of these car rental comparison sites like rentalscar.com or Kayak or whatever. When you use these comparison websites like rentalscar.com, you gotta play with the pick up and drop off locations, because some companies offer cheaper options at the airport, while others do in the city center, so just play with it. Then scan the results and only consider cheaper cars from company with a good rating. This way you should get a good car without getting ripped off. After you pick up your car, don't forget to have full insurance. This way you could even leave the car on a railroad track and you won't pay anything for the damage. If you're the type who is cool with taking a few risks and you don't mind spending some extra time for the sake of saving on car rental, there are 2 options that you might want to consider. Option number 1 is to use an app called Holding. Holding is a sort of Airbnb for cars, where basically locals rent out their car at a cheaper rate than traditional rental companies. And where is the catch? Well, generally cars are not super new and the insurance is not as comprehensive as with the traditional rentals. So before renting, I recommend reading the conditions carefully. Option number 2, Amigo, which lets you rent a car in Palermo by consumption. How does this work? There are different Amigo parking spots around the city. Through the app, you book your car at the closest parking spot, get the car, do your stuff, and park it again at the drop-off parking you chose. And then you pay based on time and kilometers, insurance, fuel, and all paid parking are included in the fee. So yes, you can park everywhere for free. For sporadic use, that's a great option. So what is the catch? Well, the sign-up process takes forever and car availability is limited in the city center. To conclude this point, if you are on a budget but still need a car, Amigo and Odin are great options. Just do your homework and make sure you understand the terms and conditions before you book. Now, before renting a car in Italy, there are a few things that you should know that often tourists miss out on. First off, Italy still has a lot of manual cars, so if you don't have any idea how to drive one, make sure you rent an automatic. Number 2, regarding payment, you need a credit card. You can book a car with your debit card, but when you get to the desk, surprise surprise, they'll ask you for your credit card, and if you don't have one, they might not rent you the car, or they'll ask for your firstborn child as a deposit. Number 3, always get full coverage insurance in Sicily. When Sicilians park their car, they don't look at the damn thing. It's like these jerks are parking blindfolded, so the chances of finding your car parked with scratches are pretty high. Number 4, if you're not from Europe, you need an IDP, International Driving Permit. It's a piece of paper to carry along with your driving license that basically authorizes you to drive in Sicily. Online they are selling a lot of fake IDPs. Stay away from this, because if you get caught by the police without one or with a phony one, they're gonna come down on you hard. And number 5, in Palermo they are basically on a mission to catch drunk drivers. The police slack off all day, but at night they pop out of nowhere with the breathalyzers. If you get caught even slightly tipsy, they revoke your license and they fine you so hard that you remember Sicily for the rest of your life. Let's talk about scams. Over the years I've heard so many stories about triggering car rentals that I could practically write an entire book about this topic. And I've been through it too, not just in Sicily but all over the world. So I decided to gather the most popular ones so that you can avoid being taken for a ride. If you got more, please feel free to drop them in the comments so we can create the ultimate worldwide car rental scam handbook. Number 1, the double insurance game. You think you are all set with the insurance you bought online, but when you are at the counter, they try to sell you the same deal dressed up as something fancier. So read carefully what's included in insurance you bought online to avoid getting fooled at the desk. And number 2, we got the fuel scam. They hand you the keys with the fuel gauge somewhere below full, and when you return the car, they say that it was full. And of course, they charge you an arm and a leg for gas. So my advice is to check fuel level and make sure they note it down before you drive out. And number 3, the phantom scratch scam. It's a classic. You return the car and they want you to pay for scratches that have been there for years. So before you leave the rental parking lot, snap pictures of every inch of the car like there is no tomorrow. And number 4, the fancy upgrade. For only 10 euros a day extra, you can get a newer car. Spoiler, a new car. It's the same damn car. Don't get fooled by their sales pitch and save this extra euros for cannoli and pizza. And number 5, the mysterious fee. You return the car and suddenly there is a mysterious list of fees that were there before, like cleaning fees. When this happens, simply tell them to take a hike or simply vaffanculo to get the message across. Now, about driving in Palermo, I'm not gonna lie, it's wild, but if you got some driving experience and are not the type of person who freaks out easily, you'll do just fine. Tourists always freak out over driving here, but when they get behind the wheel, they soon realize that it's not as bad as they thought it'd be. On the outside, it looks like a total mess, but when you get behind the wheel, just join in and go with the flow with no problems. Plus, like I said before, the only reason why you get a car in Palermo is because you want to check out the places around it, like Cefalù, Addaura, San Vito Lo Capo, Mondello, the Zingaro Reserve, and so on and so forth. To get there, you'll mostly use highways and secondary roads, which are not as crazy as the city streets. In Palermo itself, you just park the car and walk around because you don't really need the car in town. Quick tips to adjust to the local driving style. Number 1, take your time to get used to the driving style. No rush, go slow, and ignore the jerks honking. One of the things that you should learn is that we got a lot of jerks honking for no reason. They can't help but hit or like monkeys that have had brain surgery. Just ignore them like most locals do, and you'll see that after a couple of laps, you'll have the whole situation under control. Number 2, watch out for intersections and roundabouts. People don't follow the rule book book and signposts. It's all about timing and eye contact. You can figure out who goes first by exchanging looks. It's a sort of dance of you go first, no wait, I'll go, but don't worry, because as I said, after a couple of laps, you'll get how things work. And number 3, lanes are more suggestions than actual rules. People switch lanes without giving a damn about anything. Scooters especially are unpredictable. They zip from right to left like crazy rabbits on cocaine. Just stay on the right side, no rush, take your time, keep your eyes peeled, and everything will be alright. To conclude this point, if you're an experienced driver and you can stay calm but under pressure, you can drive in Palermo. You will see that after a few hours of practice, you pick up the local driving style and the subtle rules easily. Don't let people scare you into thinking that you're gonna get killed on the first turn. I've been told the same thing in Bali, Brazil, Lebanon, and I'm still here to tell the tale. It really depends on you or your mindset. If you're not comfortable driving and you get scared easily, of course Palermo is not the best place to practice. But if you are a confident and an experienced driver, just go for it. Don't be afraid, you'll pick it up quickly. Now let's talk about saving your butt from fines. There are 3 types of tickets that are pretty frequent in Palermo, both for locals and tourists. Number 1, the ZTL ticket. This one is for not having a ZTL pass. ZTL is an area where you need a paid pass to drive in. The thing is that the whole historic center is a ZTL zone, which is where you'll be spending most of your time. And it's really easy missing the signs and driving in. And there are cameras that will nail you if you drive in without a pass. To avoid this, you need to get a ZTL pass from tobacco shops, or you can download an app and buy the ticket from there. The link to this app is in the description. By the way, the pass costs €5 a day. And number 2, parking tickets. This happens when you park your car in blue line parking spots, which are paid. You're gonna buy tickets again from tobacco shops, or you can download an app. The link is in the description. And finally, the alcohol test. The police do absolutely nothing during the day. City is a jungle. But at night, they suddenly remember they've got a job, so they take the breathalyzers and do alcohol tests like there is no tomorrow. Just 2 glasses of wine and you are already in trouble. Tickets can cost up to €5,000. They can take away your license and even throw you in jail. So if you aren't drinking, don't drive. That's it. I know I've bombarded you with a lot of information, but renting a car is where most foreigners get overwhelmed and waste their money. Hope I've been helpful. Don't forget to check out the description for the things I mentioned in this video, and of course the free itinerary. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the follow button. Grazie mille, ciao e ci vediamo nel prossimo video. Ciao!